What's up, everybody? I'm Alex Warren, and welcome to Locked In, the show where we investigate the truth behind the clickbait. Once my guest steps into the studio, we set the timer to 60 minutes, lock the door, and throw away the key. The only way out is when the timer hits 0. On this episode, we're locking in Pierson Wodzynski.
Good enough.
Wodzynski?
It's Wodzynski.
Wodzynski.
I'll just call you Alex Warren.
Fuck.
What are you wearing?
Do you know Warren's not my real last name?
What?
Yeah, you didn't know?
What is it?
It's Hughes. H-U-G-H-E-S.
Oh.
My full name is Alexander Warren Hughes.
Oh, wow. What's your middle name?
Warren.
Oh. I didn't know if it was like a dash.
So if you guys are just listening to audio and you're not looking into video, the whole set is designed like a investigation. And the reason of that, in which Pierson does not know, is every single podcast I set a crime for the guest that they have committed, and they have to then prove to me that they have not committed that crime. So today is reckless endangerment because you were driving over 125 miles per hour in a school zone during school hours while listening to Nickelback. The thing is you actually went to court due to a speeding ticket, which is actually public knowledge, and you posted a video about it too.
I love this so much. This is like those murder mysteries that you have to like find out who did the crime.
We have a whole dossier on everything about you. So we'll just
that's okay. You asked if I was nervous before. Now I am.
Perfect. So walk me through it. I mean, you got a speeding ticket.
Yeah. So basically, wait, am I trying to prove that I did it?
We'll get to that later. Just tell me more about this.
Okay, about what happened?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, I was speeding because I was so excited. I just got my new Bronco.
Oh,
It's my dream car. And of course, I was excited and I was driving a little bit over the speed limit in a school zone. Didn't even see it.
Was it school hours?
It was not school hours.
Okay, that makes it a little better.
It was a Saturday, but you know, kids are always playing soccer on the weekends. I'm driving pretty fast, and I guess one thing led to another, and I turned the corner pretty fast, and a cop pulled up, and I took him for a little joyride, actually. We actually went all the way to state lines. It was pretty crazy.
Oh my God. You're crazy.
I'm an animal. Okay. And guess what? I was vlogging the whole thing.
Wait, actually?
Subtle plug.
No, seriously, you can.
Subtle plug. Go check it out on
Yeah,
my channel. I got arrested. No, I didn't.
Okay, so there's a few things I want to talk about. I think, honestly, just going down to the deep of it, I want to get to know you more as a person, but also understand why you do the things you do, like speeding in a school zone. But in general, what would you say is something where, you know, what's your biggest accomplishment, you think?
Oh my God. Biggest accomplishment. I would say, honestly, just getting to be on the red carpet. That's always been like a huge dream of mine. I would say just like being invited to walk on the red carpet at the American Music Awards. Like I got my first Getty image. I was freaking out.
Oh fuck.
I was so nervous for this that I had a couple shots before, which was not the right idea.
Well, you're 23, right?
I'm 23,
oh, you're
but
fine.
but still, I like all of my pictures, and of course, this is my first Getty image that I've ever received, and my eyes are like bloodshot red because I took a couple shots right before, and I remember they're like, "Pierson's on next." I'm like, "Oh, who's Pierson?"
So I actually have a funny red carpet story. I did a red carpet for the first time 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
and
sick.
They said dress casual. So for me, casual is a hoodie and shorts, which is exactly what I wore, a hoodie and shorts. What they didn't tell me is I'm right after MGK. Oh! And MGK is quite literally the most, business casual for MGK is a suit with bedazzled dicks on it.
Yeah, exactly.
So he walks out in a suit bedazzled with, I think, penis. Or no, it's the nipple rings?
Yeah.
He had them all over his suit.
Oh, I do know that. I do know.
And then so immediately I see MGK. I'm like, holy shit, that's MGK. That'd be crazy. I feel bad for whoever goes after him. And then they go, Alex Warren. I'm like, great.
That is so epic.
It was like a TV show.
And you're wearing a sweatshirt and like.
Yeah.
That's epic.
I might have been wearing pants, but it was definitely a sweatshirt and pants.
Oh, that's epic.
I think pants add a little bit more of the business part to it.
Yeah, totally.
But that's kind of where I stand.
That's so sick. Did you talk to him at all?
No, I tweeted about it though, and he liked the tweet.
No way!
Yeah, and then he commented, "You're hot" or something like that.
Oh,
no, I swear on my life.
Wait, really?
I swear on my God.
That sounds like a bullshit lie.
I could show you a tweet. He literally commented.
Oh
so
my
cute
God,
or
that
like
is so sick.
I know. I feel like me and MGK are friends now, which is something like
Okay, well, if that happens, can you just like send over Megan Fox? Like you guys can hang out, and then me and Megan will hang out.
Perfect.
We'll talk about Aquariuses and like zodiac signs and stuff.
Speaking of relationships, you're in a relationship? Something about Brent Rivera?
I am single.
Oh, okay.
I've been single for a long time. Brent and I do have this like really weird relationship where it's like we're best friends, but there's definitely something there. But like we both don't want to be in a relationship right now. Like it's just we're both so young and we're meeting like new people every single day, and like we just don't want to be tied down and be in a relationship. And we're also both so focused on our careers that it's like he doesn't really have time for me and I don't really have time for him. I'm always out of town. I'm always filming, editing. So I'm trying to get my life in order before I start thinking about guys. But we definitely have like
that's really mature.
We have a flirty relationship. So it really is just
but
like
that's a fun relationship.
It's fun. No, it's really fun. But it's just like we don't want to lock it down because then you have to like go to Christmas at each other's parents' houses, and it's just like it's a commitment. But right now, we're just kind of focused on ourselves and just having fun whenever we're together.
I love that.
It's very mature. Which
That's
is
so
unlike
mature.
me.
What the
It's
fuck?
very unlike me.
What the fuck?
Usually I'm
me
very
and Pierson
compulsive.
were talking before the podcast, and we were talking about content. She's like, I'm starting to get a little more edgy. I'm starting to cuss a little more. And then all of a sudden, she's like the most PR answer. It's like, me and Brent like each other, but we can't be together right now.
We can't. I know.
Well, what would it take for you to date? Like, what is something where it's like it just the stars aligning, a pig flying on an airplane? Like, where do you think you'd have to be in that life?
I think that once I get like my life in order, so I've been like doing social media and like being in front of the camera and behind the camera has been my dream forever. And now that it's finally here and like my success depends on how hard I work. I just want to put 110, 120% into this before I can even think about anything else. Like even through the process, I've unfortunately lost a lot of friends because I'm so driven and so focused on this and I want it so bad that like I've lost a lot of friendships. So like for the people who do understand that like I can't have those like really tight, close-knit relationships right now because I'm so focused, those are the best types of people that I have around me.
I love that. I have that issue right now too, where it's kind of like, I don't know how it affects you, but for me, like I've been in this space for a little while now, and I've always
4 years, you said?
Yeah, something like that. 4 or 5. I've been doing
That's still
YouTube.
not that long.
I've had a YouTube account since 2011.
And
though.
you've had so much success, though.
Thank you. I appreciate
Like-
it. But that's something where it's like, for me, I have consistently, ever since I was homeless to now, is something where it's like, I have consistently just been 110, 150. Everything in life doesn't matter unless I'm working. And that's something where it's like, in my head, which is super unhealthy, I have a girl who I love, Cover. And, we've been dating for 3.5, almost 4 years. So from the start of this all the way to the end, me and Cover have been doing this together. And so it's something where I wanted to spend more time with her, so I started incorporating her into my content and making videos with her. Now my TikTok is completely just fun moments with me and her, but it sucks where it's kind of like business and relationships there's such a lot of you guys probably saw this on the Netflix show. There's a lot of fine lines between what is too far.
That's why I'm scared with the Brent thing. And like, I don't know, because then I still want to be seen as like my own individual person and like, I don't know, especially when I'm so focused on it. I don't want to be known as Brent Rivera's girlfriend.
Sure.
Like
that's
although that
totally
would be
fine.
great, but I am my own person and I do work really hard at like what I do. So when people come up to me and they're like, "Hey, I love your videos," that
That's
means
awesome.
the world to me.
What's your-
I just feel very proud.
What do you want your audience to be? Or do you just really don't care? You're kind of just like whoever wants to, view my content and love it?
I mean, what I'm kind of doing right now is trying to produce content that makes people think like, you know what? Like I'm her friend. When I watch this, I feel like I'm her friend. She's telling me about her week. She's telling me about her life. Like I just want to, I feel like we're hanging out. Like what I did was I did a video where I was sitting at a diner and across from me was the camera. So it was kind of like I'm having a conversation with you about my week. So whoever wants to hear about my week is like the audience that I'm going for.
Do you have anything new coming out that you want anyone to know about?
I wish I did.
You're working on a podcast, aren't you?
Yeah, we're working on a podcast. It's been in the works. I've been on, I think, 2 different podcasts that I've said this about this podcast in the past probably 2 years.
Well, this one's the most important one. So
But
if you need to,
so
if you need to get anything off,
exactly. So we're working on a podcast. It's with Adam W. and Nick Antonian.
Love them.
Or AKA Jonah. But it's like a weird bunch of people. And it's like so random.
It is very random.
Right? Like,
I don't know. It's different. It's so different.
We're all different, but I think that's why it makes it really interesting and fun. Because like you think of like the BFFs podcast, like they're all kind of like a random bunch of people coming together and they all just like flow really well. Whereas like for us, it's kind of the same thing. We've all got different audiences, different types of content, different senses of humor, but we're all pretty like, I don't know, pretty funny and interesting and entertaining. So I think it'll be really funny.
I love that you're doing something so out of the box. Like I don't know.
It is out of the box.
But it's cool though. People buy into things that are kind of like, I would never picture you with Jonah and Adam W. And to see how you guys, work together would be really interesting.
Yeah, it's
Speaking of
random.
groups too, you're a part of something called AMP.
Yes.
Do you want to explain a little bit for anyone who doesn't know what that is?
So we're Amp World. Basically, we consist of, I think, 10 people, I believe. It's like some big names are like Brent Rivera, Rivera, Ben Azalart, and a few others. And we basically make content on all platforms, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, everything. And we all post a YouTube video once a week. And all different types of styles, I'd say. Like Ben is more like crazy stuff. He's jumping off bridges. He's breaking his ankle. He's doing crazy trick shots and stuff like that. Brent is a little bit more vloggy with like really entertaining stuff. Lexi's doing stuff where she's like trapped in an aquarium for 24 hours. So it's all different styles of content, but we all are in each other's content like over time.
So with that being said, like, because I come from a content house, obviously. I was a part of something called Hype House for anyone listening who doesn't know. And for me, I think it's a little different because you don't live there. But for when I was living in a content house or being a part of a content house, it's something where it takes a toll on your mental health, for sure.
Yeah, I was going to ask, like, I think it works for us that we don't live together, because otherwise it's like you start getting mad at someone for like not doing the dishes or like, not taking the trash out, whatever it may be, but nobody lives in that house.
The heart.
So it's
speaking to the heart right now.
yeah. So it's nice because it's just like, it's like going to set.
Yes.
But it's like you're going to set with all of your closest friends, just having fun and doing whatever, and nobody has to worry about like the negative sides of living together. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's healthy, and it's like you get a break from everyone, and if you like you don't want to see someone, or if there's like some random beef, it doesn't totally ruin your day because you just stay home that day or whatever it may be. But like how was that?
No, it was amazing. I think there's been obviously when you live with a group of 10 to 14 people for 3 years, it becomes something of a I don't know, you become like in your own little world. I think especially because we were so far away in Santa Rosa Valley. But even then, when you have your best friends that you live with and you have your people you work with that you live with and you work from your home, there's really no reason to leave. And so you kind of get trapped into a house. Over the years, I became introverted. Like I used to be so outgoing, and now it's like I'm such an introvert. I just want to stay home. And that's just because of, there is a lot of things you go through in a content house. And I wanted to see what like the since you didn't live there but you worked there, the difference between all that. And I think at the end of the day, it is something like clocking into work. And it's something where it's like in our job, it is fun and it's super fun. And when you're having fun, you're working. So like that's the coolest part I think about this. But do you feel like you're able to like have a private life outside of the work or like outside of online?
I'd say so, definitely. I mean, just because like our group does have a house, it makes it nice that when I go home, that's when I can watch a movie by myself or like have a poker night or, like do whatever. And it's like, okay, it helps me turn off that content creator brain. You know what I mean? Which is, I know, not entirely, but.
No, I know.
But yeah, it's definitely tough. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously the content creator brain is always on.
Sure.
But it's trying to turn it off. And even just watching one movie in the comfort of your own house, by yourself, eating popcorn, ordering, DoorDashing, Shake Shack, like that is the best feeling ever.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't have someone random knocking on your door, coming in, barging in, being like, hey, can you be in this bit? Like, how was it filming with other people? Like, if something crazy happened, did everyone pull out their cameras and film the same thing? Like, that's something that we also don't have in our group. We're all like very specified of like who can film what.
So it came to a time for a while I was the only one kind of filming like bits. Okay. And like when I had like a whole like percentage, 70% of it was scripted and 30 like scripted as in like we came up with the idea, but we didn't know what was going to happen during the idea. And that's still how it is today. If not, most of the ideas are came up with premeditated. And then 30% of it is just random stuff that happens, like you said, and something crazy happens and we pull out our camera. Most of the time we have no idea what's happening. It's just I set up an idea or someone comes up with an idea and then we put it to fruition. But no, for a while it was just me filming it. And then I think Thomas started filming like similar type of vlogs. And then over time, a lot of people were like, oh, like we want to film this too. And it wasn't too hard. I think over time when other people would come to the house, because Hype House was so massive, everyone wanted to be there. So then everyone would go and, I'd be filming something that I had set up like a cool science experiment, and I'd look over the balcony and there's 20 different creators with their TikToks going or their vlog cameras going and the filmers. Wild. And it's like, they're like, look, he's about to do this. And I upload on a specific schedule where these guys are uploading like tomorrow. So it's
Yeah.
like, it would kind of fuck it up sometimes, but I didn't really mind it that much. Our jobs are very interesting, and I wanted to hear your take on this, which is sometimes very controversial. What do you think that our jobs are hard?
I hate this question
I
because
know.
nobody thinks it's hard,
I
but
know.
it is. I've never felt so many emotions in my entire life.
Yeah.
And like I had the most basic like life, you know, like I went to high school, I played a couple different sports, I got into the school of my dreams for track and field, went to college, went to a community college after that, and like very, very streamlined, like mainstream sort of like life events.
Right.
Then I got into this, and like I thought my life was hard in college, you know, and just like studying and whatever. It is. I've never felt so stressed. I've never felt like I had like such weight on my shoulders. But hard doesn't mean that I don't love it.
Yeah.
That is one thing to take away from it. And I think you would probably agree. Like, yes, it's hard. Yes, it's a lot. And yes, you almost never turn your brain off. But it's what we love, so we do it anyways, and we keep doing it.
Yeah. I think it's what you make of it.
Exactly.
So that's my answer every time is really, you're your own boss. So, I mean, you could go up to every CEO ever and be like, is your job hard? And each one of them will have, you know, a different answer, but we're all self-employed.
Yeah.
We all design our hours. We all design how much we work. And like for me, I do music, I do the podcast, I do social media, like I do the vlogs and TikToks and stuff. And over time, you know, everything kind of builds up, and to the point, I don't even have free time to hang out with the girlfriend that I live with, which is an issue in itself. And that's something where it's like, you can have it hard. Like you can make it hard, like how I do. It's like I'm constantly working because I want to, because I never want to go irrelevant or be back to where I was homeless. But there's definitely people on TikTok and especially on YouTube are like, my job's easy.
Yeah.
My job's so easy because, you know, I sit down in front of a camera, do a story time, maybe a mukbang for 10 minutes, and then I go fuck off and hang out. And it's like, that's totally fine. Some people in this job do have it hard, and some people in this job have it easy, and it's just specified.
Yeah, but how hard you work is like determines
How successful you are.
Exactly. And like if you're very like driven, you're going to work as hard as you possibly can, never stop thinking. Like right now, I haven't posted a TikTok in 4 days, and I'm itching myself. I'm like, like I'm already thinking about the next YouTube video, and I just posted yesterday. You know, I'm right after this
Things
podcast.
catch up to you
After
quick.
after this podcast, I'm gonna go take some Instagram pictures. Like, I don't know. It's just like there's always something that you're behind on. This morning, I filmed a brand deal. Like it's just like any free time you have is always spent doing something. And I'm trying to get into the habit of getting weekends off for my mental health and mental well-being. Just Saturday and Sunday morning. Just because burnout is a real thing.
Oh, yeah.
And like for people like who maybe don't understand social media or our job, like they're like, oh, like you're doing what you love, you're making videos. But with the videos that we produce, we're writing them, we're starring in them, we're filming them, we're editing them. And then the next thing you know, we're posting it and then coming up with the next idea. And it's just like, and that's only YouTube.
Well, the thing is, it's hard to, I feel like to the naked eye, to someone who isn't in the space, just seeing, you know, a 12-second clip of us dancing. And, you know, we have the amenities of if we do a sound promo and like the potential to make, you know, $50,000 or something. I don't know exactly everyone's rates, or that's not even mine, but it's kind of something where it's like, you know, I've seen people do a 15-second dance and get paid upwards of six figures. And it's like, it's easy to see that and be like, oh, wow, your life is so easy. You get to dance in front of the screen, but you're forgetting to see what they had built to get to the point where you can charge that much for that.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, too, we do get paid a good amount of money. We also get paid for the work we do. And I'm not saying it's necessarily the hardest job in the world, but it's also not the easiest. That being said, have you experienced burnout at all?
Currently, actually.
Are you in burnout right now?
Yeah.
I'm borderline burnout.
Yeah.
Like I'm right now, I haven't filmed. I've been filming my vlogs, but my filmer went to New York. So I'm completely like, I haven't filmed for YouTube in 3 days. I've been doing TikToks and kind of just enjoying myself.
I mean, this past month, I just went through a lot of health problems that like usually I can push my body and I'm good. This month, I was, we came back from the Bahamas and my body was just pushed to a whole new extent that I was like throwing up on the plane home. And then 2 weeks later, I was like so sick, like congested. And then of course, like the show goes on. So I had to get on okay, this is going to sound so like bad, but like I got on a fighter jet, which I was super sick, but I was sick.
Oh.
And like, I felt like my head was going to explode, but of course show must go on. And like, no matter what, like there's always things that are like really big lined up. And like, even if you're feeling under the weather, you somehow have to pull through. And that leads to burnout as well. It's like just not letting your body rest ever, you know? And so, I mean, I don't know, my body has, I love working out. I really, truly do. I haven't worked out in probably 7 months. Yeah, not good.
You sound like me.
No, we gotta figure it out. And everyone's always like, if you wanted to, you can make time. But sleep is a priority.
Says.
I've been living under the impression, I'm trying to make, it's this bad that I'm trying to tell myself that I want to watch one Marvel movie a day, which is
that's nice.
which is like, it's just like, that's one way to put my phone down, watch something, and like not think about work or about like anything I have to do, and just like that. It's to the point where I'm trying to force myself to watch a Marvel movie, which I probably should sleep.
I'm quite literally looking at a female version of myself right now. Just,
But it's good that we
doesn't have access to Postmates, but like that's the difference here. But no, genuinely speaking, I completely understand what you're saying. I think that from the bottom of it and deep down, you're working so hard because you've worked hard for what you at. And you don't want to get rid of it. And you want to continue that work ethic. And you have an insane work ethic. I think the only suggestion that I would make to you that I need to even make to myself is finding time to find things that don't involve work. I think a lot of times we film everything we do because I monetize everything I do. Even like my fun things were cars until I made a car channel. And now, I don't even want to film my cars because it's like my job now. And it's something where it's like, you got to find some fun stuff to do.
Yeah.
You're 23. I'm 21.
Bruh.
We're young as fuck.
We're so young.
And it's something where it's like, I don't feel like I have normal hangouts with people. I have business meetings. I don't actually like do, unless it's poker.
I mean, even right here. What are we should have played poker.
We haven't, you and I haven't had a conversation in, I think ever, and yet we're having a full in-depth of what you need.
I know. This is a therapy session, and I really did need this, but yeah.
When you were pursuing this, did you have a fallback plan? Do you wish you took a different path? I want to know, where you're at.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up acting. So
wow.
I've lived in Redondo Beach, California, which is 45 minutes from LA. My mom moved here from Chicago, so she put my brother and I into acting at a really young age. So I loved being in front of the camera. That was kind of the goal. So just getting into this, I was by myself making TikTok. This is when TikTok first kind of started popping off, so I was really loving it. But then on the side, I was on Craigslist sending myself off for little acting gigs and trying to get myself a manager or an agent or whatever it is. So the grind was real. So that was kind of the goal, and I think eventually I'd like to do that. I really want to be someone like a Tomb Raider, just the badass chick in a action movie. Or
I could see it.
I think that would be so sick. I would love that.
I could see it.
Someday, but right now I want to conquer, social media and YouTube and really find my style and hone in on it. And then when the future comes, maybe I'll transition. But until then, we're working on this.
So eventually you want to do acting.
Yeah.
I love that. Hey, you were acting when you were young? Wait, is there anything you're in that I could go watch when I get home?
I was on a Winnie the Pooh floaty. Don't mean to brag.
A Winnie the Pooh what?
Winnie the Pooh floaty.
Where?
It was in a gas station 10 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can I look it up somewhere?
Probably not. It's not that big, so yeah,
damn.
I had no success. No, I was in little things here and there, like a Target ad or I was in a stuffed animal commercial where I had to kiss this stupid teddy bear 10 times.
Oscar-worthy nomination stuff.
Oscar-worthy.
I got you.
I'm surprised you haven't seen me before. That's crazy.
So, I mean, we've talked about where you're at and everything, going on with you, and it seems to be a lot. Is there anything, how was it growing up? Do you have both your parents, stuff like that? How's your relationship with your parents?
Yeah, my relationship with my parents, amazing.
Yeah.
Truly, they've been so incredibly supportive, almost too supportive. They are so interested in my career that it's oh, did you do this? And I didn't even think of it, know?
I follow Karen on TikTok.
No, you don't. No, you don't. How do you know my mother's TikTok?
What are you talking? No, continue. Sorry.
Wait, what?
I didn't mean to interrupt.
That is so funny. No, but they've been so incredibly supportive. My brother too. They're in my videos. They're driving me to if I need to go someplace or helping me with ideas, giving me great feedback. My brother's been helping a lot. I actually just took him on as an editor.
Oh wow!
So he was the last piece of the puzzle to hiring only family members. Mm-hmm. So he's now my editor, and so we work together. And he also filmed some videos too. And so honestly,
I love your brother.
Yeah. Wait. Oh yeah. He walked into your house that one time just randomly.
He was so nice. You guys were raised very well.
Yeah.
I can tell.
Yeah. My parents, they were.
Karen.
Woo. Hey, dog. No, yeah. My parents kind of did the good cop, bad cop thing.
Sure.
So like my mom was like getting us like McDonald's after like an audition like that we had to drive so far away, or like would take us to Disneyland or whatever it may be. And then my dad was the one who was kind of like, look out for cars, you know, like just being a little bit more stern on us, which was like the best thing I could have asked for. Like,
I love that.
They weren't too lenient, but they weren't too strict.
Do you accredit a lot of who you are today due to your parents, or is there something else?
1,000,000,000%. Yeah. I'm the perfect combination of like my mom and my dad. Like I do have my dad's stubbornness, but I do have his like sense of humor where he's able to talk to absolutely anyone, a drive-through worker, and tell them, I love you, you know, like that sort of thing. My mom's work ethic, she works right now, she's a waitress and she has like 3 different jobs.
Oh, wow.
Like still.
Plus social media influencer.
Plus multi-millionaire social media influencer.
She's got 130,000 followers.
That is crazy. No, she's trying, and she's trying to make a YouTube channel, so I have to teach her how to edit on iMovie. And so she's going to eventually start producing some content on there. I want my dad to do it too, because he's the funniest person alive. Like both of them, I actually wanted them to start a YouTube channel because they're divorced. They've been divorced since I can remember. And
Well, your parents are divorced?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Well, officially, probably I was like 18, but
Oh, wow.
they were pretty much not together my entire life. Like I remember Logan and I making a joke when we were probably 12 and 11, and we were like, "We've never seen you kiss." And
wow.
they kissed, and it was the weirdest thing. And it's like it was so gnarly that it's ingrained in my brain.
Do you think they waited until you were older? Just because of like the scenario of like growing up with like 2 parents apart?
Totally. So like it was they divorced when I moved out. So it was like great timing where I didn't have to bounce back and forth between 2 different houses. And like honestly, it was for the best. I don't know how they did it, but they were basically like co-parents.
Right.
They bickered. They were annoyed with each other. We had a lot of financial problems and stuff like that, but they hid it really well from my brother and I think that was for the best. But I mean, my mom was working 100% of the time. My dad was like the stay-at-home dad, like helping out Logan and I, taking us to soccer practice, whatever it was. And so they just waited, and I'm glad they did.
Do you think any part of that is something that's like kind of allowing you to focus more on work than a relationship right now? Or do you think that's just something that you've kind of gotten accustomed to? Or do you like accredit that to that?
That's interesting. I don't really talk about this because I don't know like what, but like obviously like I'll talk to friends whose parents are still together, and they have this conception of or perception of love and like relationships totally different from mine.
Sure.
You know, and it makes it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, watching my parents, you know, going through a divorce and whatever it was, obviously like they wouldn't sleep together. They wouldn't like sleep in the same bed together. Like it changed my perception of relationships. It made me like think, okay, whenever I date someone, I want to make sure that this is someone that's like really, really worth my time. You know what I mean? Like, especially
Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
So
like whoever I marry, like I don't want to get divorced. I really, really like it's like I don't want it, and I'm gonna do everything in my power. It doesn't matter how long I have to wait. Like,
no one actually knows. It's the first time I'm ever talking about this. This is my dad and my mom. My dad was diagnosed with cancer when I was really young, almost right before I was born, and right before he got diagnosed, my mom and my dad were about to get divorced, and right when they found out that he had cancer, they didn't want to have their dad die from cancer also while being estranged with the wife. Mm-hmm. So they stayed together until he passed away. And then that was something where it was like, it was a little difficult, I think, honestly, finding that out later in life, because it was kind of like, you know, I'm in a happy relationship, or at least I think I am. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I am madly in love with this girl cover, and I want to get married to her. And it's like, it kind of like sometimes psychologically kind of fucks with me, where it's like, you know, my dad and my mom, like they were so happy, and one thing after another, they wanted to get a divorce. He dies from cancer, stuff like that. And all he cared about was his kids. So it's like, it's something where it's like, it really kind of haunts me in a way where I'm kind of like trying to, you know, check all the boxes and make sure. And she just wants to get married, and I want to make her happy. So it's kind of like a counterbalance of like, fuck, you know, I realized over time I should just stop worrying about things that happen with my parents, and over time just kind of live my own life in a way. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you know.
It's so hard not to compare when that's the only thing you really have something to compare it to. Oh my
God, I know. I grew up watching my dad's home videos. Like, so I don't know if you know the story. He grew up, as he was dying from cancer, he would walk around with a camcorder like kind of like vlogging, and he'd film everything because he knew he died at a young age. So it's like, like so we could watch it back. And so he'd prank my mom, and he filmed it all POV and be like, go to Costco, buy a water slide, and like put it in the backyard and stuff like that.
He was the first vlogger.
That's what I'm saying.
He started it.
That's
he
what I'm
started
saying.
it all.
So I grew up watching those videos, and it's a big influence to what I do now. And it's something where it's like, it's just crazy, and I want to be able to provide that for my kids.
Dude, that is incredible.
Right?
That's like the best, like that's movie story.
That's what
like,
I'm thinking.
My God. Like you got me over here like tearing up. I'm like, holy that's crazy.
It's weird.
Crazy.
It's so weird. But like, no, I genuinely think like, for me at least, and that's something where I hope at least some of this resonates. It's like, I grew up kind of raising myself. And I think you grew up with a great, strong parent. I feel like your parents were both great, or at least by what you explained. So it's like cool to see that we're almost identical in a way, except for like I have no parents and you have both. I'm looking at this. So, some people online have compared your dad to Big Ed. I personally think your dad's more attractive than Big Ed. He's a good looking dude.
He's a good looking dude, and he's got the best personality, but my brother and I, like, we've turned into very active people, and we just want our parents to be the same, because we want them to be there for, all of our big life events and stuff like that. And so, like, I don't know, our family has a lot of really, really, like, bad health problems and stuff like that. And especially when it comes to, like, heart disease or, like, just overweight and stuff like that. So,
bro, I got that shit.
Yeah.
I got that shit and more.
No, you fucking don't.
I just went on a diet. Before I was 250 pounds, 5'11". I think everyone, if you look it up or watch a Netflix show.
You've lost an insane amount of weight.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But at the same time, I completely understand.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. He's a very good looking guy. And let me tell you, every time I bring him out, everyone's like, this is gross. But they're like, is this your husband? And they're like, oh no, is he single? And I'm like, okay. But like he gets hit on all the time.
I love that.
All the time, because his personality is the absolute best. And I mean, he hates that comment. But
oh, I'm sorry.
No, he plays it off well. He's got a great sense of humor, but
I think you're better looking.
He is better looking. A lot better looking.
Okay. So, would you say you like TikTok more or YouTube? Are you bigger on TikTok?
Yeah.
How many followers do you have on TikTok?
I have 12.7.
Oh, that's a lot. Holy shit.
Yeah, I have a lot. It's crazy. I can't even understand that number. It's just like
yeah, that's fucked.
Because especially like I kind of blew up over the pandemic.
Sure.
So I didn't really I just saw the numbers going up. I didn't really see fans or people in person who like actually followed me.
Right.
And then we went on a Bahamas trip, and everywhere we turned, there was someone like walking up to us. And I'm like, what? Like, what
it's nuts.
is going on?
It's nuts.
Because it's like, I don't know. It's hard to actually like see it without seeing it.
So you remember 2 years ago, U.S. was about to ban TikTok.
What?
The U.S. was about to ban TikTok.
Yeah.
What would happen if the U.S. banned TikTok now? What's the goal? What are you going to do? I always ask people this question just because it's like so many creators don't diversify, and hence why I think a lot of people assume our job is easy when they only do one platform. But like for you, I think you're so diversified in so many platforms, it might be kind of like, oh well, but like, what would I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this question.
I would say no. I totally understand. I would say, what's the next thing? Like, because first it was Vine, then it's TikTok. Like, what's the next thing?
Right.
Okay, YouTube Shorts. I'm on my way. Like I'd fill that gap with something else. Or like place more emphasis on YouTube, or post a little bit more on Instagram. Like, I don't think it would be a bad thing.
Sure.
I think I'd just be able to just transition to another platform or different types of content. But yeah, I love TikTok.
You said that the pandemic blew up during the pandemic. Do you that actually happened to me? Do you accredit the pandemic to a lot of your growth? Because for me, I feel like when the pandemic pandemic. Wow, holy shit.
The pandemonium, the Panda Express.
The Red Bulls are hitting me hard. Me and Pierson both chugged at least like 2 Red Bulls before we came in here.
I think it helped.
Honestly, I think so too.
I am rambling.
Also, before this, I went to the bathroom and I put water on my face and slapped my face as hard as I could.
That was that loud slap.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
No, but for me at least, I noticed that there was way more people online, way more people on their phones right when the pandemic hit, and I feel like I credit a lot of my success to that. Is that kind of the same with you?
Most definitely.
Most
definitely. I mean, it was a terrible time, and it was like everyone was just like super bummed or whatever, but everyone was on their phones because we're all stuck in our houses. And like even throughout the pandemic, like we still were very cautious of how we were filming. Like we did bits where I was like driving by Brent's house and Lexi's house and like all these different things, and we still like made sure that we were being safe and cautious. And it was so funny because I was just watching that content. I'm like, why was I in the car and they were outside the car?
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't make sense. And I'm like, okay, it was during the pandemic, but more people were on their phones. I think TikTok really took off during that time. And I don't know, it just was wild.
Do you think
Wild
TikTok
ride.
has been going down since then? I'm on the fence.
I don't know.
I think YouTube's going down more than TikTok is.
I think YouTube's just changing.
Yeah.
I don't think necessarily it's going down. I think it's just
going down
because-
for me.
I know. I feel you. I do.
It's not looking good for
We
me on
gotta
YouTube.
go over to shorts. We really do.
We got to do something.
I mean, I do want to start producing shorts though, because I want to start producing content on shorts that I started off with.
Sure.
On TikTok, I started off with the most original content, most relatable content I can think of. I would do like everything bad happens when you're running late, and so I would like wake up and then I would pretend to be my alarm clock. So I'd have a white piece of paper with alarm clock on it, and I'd like act as that like
Sure.
character,
Right.
or like
I love that.
And it was really like original, and like that's kind of what I started to blow up with
Sure.
at the very beginning. And I think I want to start doing that, but on shorts.
I love that.
But yeah.
I'm going to go a little off topic. I think I kind of like having these deep conversations with you. My question for you, what do you think is your biggest weakness? I feel like I'm asking 20 questions, but at the same time,
This sounds like a job interview.
I know, right?
I would say my lack of being able to relax.
No.
I'm
But like
kidding.
to you, I think, no, like deep down, I'll give you a second to think about it. Your biggest, not weakness in the workplace, I think weakness as a person.
As a person, I'd have to think about that. I gotta think about that. There's so many different things, but not one
Sure.
is taking over everything else. Like I would say, like my inability to like relate is one of them that we already spoke about. I would say I'm very in my head, so much to the point where I like forget to think about like other people first. I'm thinking of like
Dude,
and
I swear to God, you're saying everything I think. It's fucked up. I was about to say, my biggest thing is genuinely speaking, people will say my name 4 fucking times.
Yeah.
And I can't respond. I'm constantly in my head thinking
Same.
about what's next and what I'm doing, and I'm worrying.
And I don't know if it's because we're so focused on like things like work. We've changed into that like just like mode that like, okay, what matters most is like, okay, like, are we proud of this video? Blah, blah, blah. Stuff like that, to the point where it's like, okay, if this, like I have friends texting me like, hey, do you want to get dinner tonight? And I haven't responded to them for weeks and I feel so bad.
Girl.
I feel so bad.
Girl.
I have 100 missed messages on
Miss
my phone
Girl.
and I'm sorry.
Look. 600
600.
unread messages. It stresses
God.
me out. I'm too caught up. I'm thinking of quite literally everything I need to do. And it's like, it sucks because I live with my best friends and I have an amazing girlfriend and I have dogs. And it's like, I work a lot. And so when people are texting me all these amazing opportunities and all these cool things, like I still haven't gone to a club. I still, nor would I want to, but like things that I could be experiencing, it's like, no, I got to film. I got to do emails. I got to, I have so many things I need to catch up on that I've been so busy. And I feel like it's sad because I'm 21 and you're 23 and it's like we're going on 52.
No, yeah. Like I feel like my memory has been rapidly declining the past 2 years. Like
Right.
I'm very forgetful now. Like I think I have short-term memory loss now. Like I don't know, it's just I'll forget like if my dad's coming over later in the day, like I'll
Yeah.
just forget like these things that, they matter to other people, but because I'm thinking of so many things, it comes off as I'm the rudest person, the most
Dude, I get that
most
all the
selfish
time.
person ever, and it's
You're never in the
I'm-
moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always feel so bad, and I'm trying to figure out ways to fix that. Like if I get a text message, okay, respond right away. But then they respond, and then it's like, oh God,
I go through a text cleansing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have to do that too, and I always like the amount of times I've said, "Hey, I'm so sorry, I just saw this," or like, because like I don't open it so that I can read it when I'm ready.
Where do you see this stopping?
You know what text messages need to do?
What?
They need to add something where you can unread it so that you can go back to it later.
Oh yeah,
like
they don't have that.
Instagram DMs has it.
Gmail has that. I'm just saying.
AOL has it.
Yeah, for real. Okay, so you are on this huge roll of success. Like you're constantly striving for it, the same way I do. The thing I struggle with is where does it end? Like where do we find ourselves content? Because
Like
this
satisfied.
this comes out of content. We aren't content with where we are. We think that we can achieve something more than what we can. And it's like, for me, it's like I want to have a record label deal, and I want to live in a bigger house, and I want to have my friends around me and doing what I love and consistently. I feel like that's what it is. But a year ago or 2 years ago, I would have said, having a home and just living in it. So it's like I keep making new goals for myself and realizing that it's never going to end unless I make it end.
But I think that's also our personalities. I think even when
so
you
are we
do,
stuck like this, Pierson?
I know, right? But I feel like even when you do hit that goal of all of those things, you're still gonna want more. You're still gonna want either a bigger house or a better house, or you're gonna start this new
I think it's gonna stop
career,
when
this
kids
new
have
job. Because then,
I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna have so much energy into my kids. My biggest thing is I'm so hell bent on building a perfect life for my kids. So it's like for me, I'm quite literally working up to the point where when I have kids, I don't have to work, and it's like I don't want to miss anything about I don't want to miss anything in a kid's life. I don't want to miss the birthdays because I'm working on a project or going on tour or whatever the fuck I'm doing. I want to be there. And so it's like how quickly it gives me 9 years. 9 years, I'm guessing 10 years.
That's a lot of time. You're 21. Some people could be in your position, but you could be 30 and you're like, okay, shoot, I have to have a kid pretty soon,
Do you want kids?
Yeah.
How many?
I want 3.
What's your type?
What?
What's your type?
I don't know.
Like, who do you see yourself, saying yes to getting on one knee?
Dude, I honestly, my type is funny and athletic and...
John Krasinski. Celebrity crush. Did you marry John Krasinski?
He's married.
To who?
Emily Blunt.
Okay, so they got divorced. Would you marry John Krasinski?
Emily, turn down your volume for a quick sec.
Emily, if you're watching, hey.
Absolutely I would.
Welcome to my podcast.
Absolutely I would.
Okay.
I don't know. He's got that dry humor and
Sure.
He's also in kind of like a war TV show, and war movies are my absolute favorite.
Oh,
so.
girl. I watch a lot of FBI.
Really? Yeah. It's
Blacklist
so
is so good.
Really? I haven't seen it.
Really? Mm-mm. Oh, you gotta watch it.
See, I don't watch. Everyone's always like, "Oh, have you seen blah blah blah?" This movie or TV show.
I watch FBI and true crime. That's all I watch. I don't know. I'm so obsessed with it. I wanted to be an FBI agent before social media.
Oh, that's sick.
I know.
That's so sick.
And then I found out how much they got paid.
How much?
Not enough to support. My goal is to have 3 or 4 kids.
Yeah.
Not enough to support that, in my personal opinion. That and the fear of getting shot. I've been shot before, so I don't want to get shot
What?
again. Yeah.
You've lived 9 lives.
I have a bullet in my lung right now. Oh. Yeah, never got taken out.
Holy crap.
What?
Holy crap.
We'll talk about that another day. I don't think I've ever talked about it.
Bro, that's kind of a big deal.
Okay, fine. I'll talk
This
about
podcast is no longer about me. Let's make it about you, okay? I'm taking over. I'm taking over.
There you go. Yeah, no,
Locked in with Pierson Wodzynski. How the hell did you get a bullet in your lung?
Okay, so I was filming for a vlog, and what ended up happening...
It was recent?
No. I've been filming for vlogs for 7 years, 8 years.
Okay, so when was this? What year?
I was 16, so 2016.
That's fairly recent.
Yeah.
6 years ago? That's fairly recent.
How old am I? Oh my God, 6 years ago. Yeah, so I was Jesus Christ, I'm blanking out.
You got shot in the lung.
So it was a 137 caliber, and we shouldn't have been shooting this in a residential area anyway. And what
Actually, someone else shot.
Yeah, but everyone was taking turns shooting.
I'm making the joke because you were shooting, someone else was shooting.
Fine, Pierson. You get to make all the jokes. It's fine.
Is it too soon?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I feel like we're at the point where we can make jokes. I guess. No, so it was just someone just didn't have a good aim, shot the rock. I still to this day don't know who it was.
Wow.
Yeah, because there was a few of us, and it just ricocheted off a rock and somehow fucking went at me.
That's terrifying. Did you at least get it on video?
Yes, but we had to delete the footage.
Oh man.
That's not the true story.
Wait, what?
Do you think that the constant strive for success is going to impact your future?
I mean, obviously. I think so. I mean, like we were saying, as hard as the harder I work, the more successful I'll be. The goal at the end of the day, my whole family didn't really have the greatest upbringing.
Sure.
I'm talking about my family, my dad, my mom, they've been through a lot of, I don't want to say it on here, but they've been through a lot of shit, a lot of fucking shit. And
Sure.
I feel like it's my duty because I was given all the tools to succeed. If I needed a new laptop or a laptop in general, my mom figured out a way to do it. She took up more hours, she took up more shifts at her waitressing job, or my dad would he started Ubering just to get me a Disneyland pass. They gave me all the tools to succeed. And the only way I can help is through giving them the lives that they deserve.
God, I love that.
That's the goal.
I love that so much.
That's why I work so hard. Is like at the end of the day, they are the main priority. I could give a single fuck about me. Like my lifelong goal was before I started social media, I was asked like, oh, like what's your goal? And I was like, oh, I just want to live in a shack on the beach. And it still is that. I think that would be epic.
I would love that.
Right? It's just such a simple life.
Do you have a therapist?
No.
Same. We need therapists.
Should we have a therapist?
No, we should.
Probably.
I think anyone who listens to this or watches this is going to be like, damn, you guys are fucked up.
And I get told that all the time. It's like, just even if you're like okay or you think you're okay, therapy is like for everyone.
Right.
And even just this right now, talking, like I never talk about my feelings. Ever.
Yeah.
That's one thing I struggle with as well. I'm just coming out telling you like all of my problems.
No, you're so fixated on helping other people.
Yeah.
It's like to the point where if you let them know what's going on in your life, you feel like you're not qualified to help them with what's going on in their life.
I don't talk to anyone about. I don't show any emotions.
I don't even talk to Cover about half the
really?
stuff. Really? The thing is for me is like Cover is a jewel. She is quite literally the epitome of just a cute, cuddly woman.
What's
like
her love language?
Very physical. She's very much like no more emotional than physical. She very much just wants someone with her. Like we don't even need to be sitting. Like we don't need to be cuddling or anything. She just genuinely wants to be with me a lot, and she wants me to succeed. And like that's all she cares about, which is honestly the most amazing thing ever. But it's something where it's like I'm so fixated on just really making her happy, and it's something where it's like I feel like if I pile on all, because I've a lot of fucked up shit has happened to me in my life, and it's something where it's like, a lot of deep built up trauma, and it's something where if I kind of talk about it with her and, let out all the fucking chickens out of the hen, it's something where it's like, I don't want to burden her with that, which is, again, why I think I need a therapist. What's your love language?
On the topic.
That is something we call, what's the word?
A smooth transition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deflecting.
My love language, I really, really love quality time.
Oh, yeah.
Love it. Like, I would prefer that over anything else. Quality time, like, that's what I enjoy.
Sure.
But for giving, I'd say acts of service, quality time, and what's the other one? I don't remember all of them. Gifts of appreciation? I don't know.
Yeah, your friend Lexi has done a lot of crazy shit for you.
Yeah. She is a gift giver.
For your 23rd birthday? Both. She just gave. Lexi does this thing, if you guys don't know who Lexi is. She does this thing where she gives you.
She's my roommate and best friend.
23. You got 23 amazing things, right?
Absolutely insane. Like, no, like insane. I can't put into words like how grateful I am for this chick. Like her love language is quite literally just like
she's crazy.
She's also the best gift giver like for birthdays ever. And like she can take that crown any day, anytime. Like she got me like almost front row Justin Bieber tickets. And like I mentioned it maybe once and I almost cried. Like,
oh my God.
It was crazy. And like we just spent the whole day. She got me on a yacht with all of my best friends and like I was so surprised. And I don't know, she just did all of these crazy things. She's wild. She's insane. Truly insane. She loves to spend money on other people. It's really healthy. It's a healthy like addiction.
Do you and Lexi ever fight?
We fought like I think once, but we have generally a really great relationship.
Really?
Like just very open with each other because we had one argument and I don't even know what it was about. Something stupid, but we were just like it was a lack of communication.
Sure.
And after that moment, we have learned ways to communicate because we're living together. We see each other when we're filming, when we're working, when we're not working. Like, so it's very important to have that communication. So we've learned to say like, hey, what you did that day made me feel blah, blah, blah. And then
I love
one
that.
person will be like, I hear you, however, or I hear you, like retaliate.
I hear you, however, is the most polite fuck you ever. I know. It's the most like, yeah, I hear you. It's like you have to say it to carry the conversation, but it's like, fuck you.
Yeah. It's like, but.
I love that.
No, but we've been great. So we just renewed our, we just got a new lease.
Yeah.
And so this is now our second year living together, and we moved from one place to the next place. This place has a pool, and it's just like a bigger backyard, and it's a bigger house in general. And we have my brother Logan living with us as well.
Love Logan.
Yeah, Logan's sick, and he's just like a great person to live with as well. But no, I freaking love it. It's awesome.
How's your relationship with Logan?
It's amazing.
Do you see where, because he edits your videos now, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you see a problem with mixing family and business? Or is it too fresh?
I've done it already twice and it's
wow.
proven to work. So like my dad works with me now and he like kind of builds stuff. Like he used to work in construction when he was younger. So like he builds stuff and like does a bunch of like planning and like more like changing my flights and stuff, very like hands-on.
Sure.
And then Maddie is my best friend. We met when we were in elementary school.
Yeah.
So 5 years old and now we're 23. So we've been best friends forever. I made the joke of like, oh yeah, like if you ever want to be my assistant, blah, blah, blah. And 2 days later, she's like, wait, were you being serious? Now she works for me. And then now I have Logan. So it's now like all the people that I work with are people who have been in my life since I was born practically.
Well, they get you.
They get me. And that is something that's so important in this space because like, I don't know, you need someone to understand your content, your humor, your drive. Like maybe if you don't have a great day, it's not something that they did. It's just because like you're stressed or they understand you. And I think that's really important.
Dude, I feel like we're so similar. It fucking hurts. Do you feel responsible to help them?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely.
Fuck, Pierson!
Most definitely. Logan's trying to produce or like make like YouTube videos and just get a little bit more out there. Same with Maddie. So I'm trying to create like a day a week where all of us get together where I can teach them kind of how to do like Instagram a little bit better, how to figure out your niche and just like and like stuff like that. And eventually I want to get a back house so that my dad or my mom can live there and like
I want to build a neighborhood and then I want to win the lottery, build a neighborhood. Like a cul-de-sac, and then move each one of my friends and family in that general vicinity, and then gate off the like cul-de-sac, and it'd be like a fucking utopia. How sick would that be?
That'd be insane.
We'll save you a house in there. It'll be fun.
Please do. Make sure there's a back house for my dad or my mom.
I love that. Do you think you're gonna live in California your entire life?
No.
Where do you want to live?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't traveled enough. Like before I started social media, I didn't travel at all. I'd been to Mexico. I'd been to Tijuana.
I still haven't gone.
Really? Yeah. To anywhere outside of the country?
No, I've gone to like Europe.
Oh, okay. But just Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we drove to Tijuana and like that was my first experience. And it was crazy because like, I don't know, there were flies in my mom's margarita. She's like, that's what you have antibodies for. And no, but it was such a trip. But before that, I hadn't traveled a lot. And then once I started it, that's when I started traveling a little bit more. So I hope that just over the next, before I settle down, I can travel a little bit more and like really see where I want to raise a family. But right now, I love California, but not like LA. I love where I grew up. Like I think where I grew up is like a paradise for a lot of people, which is like Hermosa Beach, Redondo Beach, which is like, it's a little touristy, but it's just gorgeous. And like, it's a little beach town. It's a suburb. I don't know. It's just the sickest thing ever. You can surf in the morning, work during the day.
Where'd you grow up?
Redondo Beach. Do you know where that is?
It's like south of Huntington, right? Or
no, it's north of Huntington. So it's south of like Santa Monica, Venice, south of that.
How was it growing up? Like, were you like, I was so unpopular, dude.
Unpopular?
Oh my God. I was like a fat, chubby white kid.
But you have a great personality.
Oh, sure. But I had to grow into that. Like that was something where I was like, I was the kid who kind of like didn't fit in. So I made the jokes that were, half times cringe and half times offensive. And it was kind of like for me, I had to like understand social cues. Yeah. And like, that's what made me very extrovert was like, I was so like I have ADHD, so I hyper focus on one thing and kind of go for it. And it's like for me, it was like I wanted to have friends and I wanted to somewhat be, liked by people. I think my biggest issue
Everyone wants to be liked.
My biggest issue is I care too much about what people think of me. And so like for that growing up, it was kind of like, I tried to evidently get people to like me, which lost who I was as a person. But I feel like a lot of people in social media, they're either really lucky or they purposely wanted to be in this. And most people who purposely want to be in this had something in their childhood that made them not fit in. And was there anything for you that kind of made that solidified? Or was that just something where it kind of like, it just made sense?
I don't know. I mean, it just kind of...
Were you popular? Don't lie to me.
I don't...
Yeah, you were popular.
Yeah.
You did track and field.
Yeah, I did all 3 sports.
Yeah.
I was in ASB.
Found something we're not similar in.
Yeah, sorry. No, I was just very active in a lot of different things. Like I was in ASB. We started a poker club.
You were.
And just for a year.
Personal record in the 200 meters of 26.26.
Oh my God, you have my records for track?
Oh yeah, 400 meter, 58.94, 800 meter, 2 minutes and 28 seconds.
Oh man.
Wow. Girl.
No, the 800 wasn't good.
Redondo Union High School Seahawks.
Go Seahawks!
That's impressive.
But I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say like, I was never like in the popular girl group or anything like that, but I was just friends with a lot of different people.
Friends with everyone really
Exactly.
likes. Yeah, I know exactly how it's like.
And I feel like I still am like that today. Like, even just like because like what we do, I feel like is like high school all over again.
Yes, dude.
You know, I feel like it's like everyone's got their own little groups.
No, it's more like college frats. Like, that's what it is.
What?
Yeah, you got the sway fuck boys, and then you've got like Hype House, which was pretty much like
No, that's high school, dude. It's cliquey.
Girl.
It's like when you go to lunch and you see, okay, that bench over there, like that's.
Oh, I guess.
You know what I mean?
I feel like when you go to events, it's like that.
No, I think just in general, like you see people on social media, like even on Instagram, you're like, okay, all these people are hanging out. Like, I don't know. It's just categorizing each group,
right?
But and I feel like I'm like just friends with everyone. Like, I'm not stuck to one group, and I'm not like
right. You could have done anything, pretty much.
What?
Like in life.
Why? What do you mean?
Popular.
Oh, just because you're popular in high school does not mean it translates.
Yeah, I'm just taking out all my grief on all the popular kids on you now. No, but genuinely speaking.
Say whatever you have to say to the popular kids. Go. Whatever you have to say.
No, I'm gonna bottle that up until it eventually blows up. No, do you wish you took a different path? Like, genuinely speaking? Like,
no.
You love the path?
Like, literally, like, I think that everything happens for a reason. So I actually got kicked out of. No, what? Why are you leaving?
I say that all the time.
Why are you leaving?
That's all I say.
That's all you say. Because
someone vet this girl before we came in here.
This is wild. We should take a blood test. Maybe we're
Dude,
siblings.
What the fuck?
Maybe we're siblings.
What the fuck? And everything that happens to you puts you onto the path to where you are today. I fucking hate you.
Dude, exactly. I hate you. Exactly. I got into the school of my dreams, which was UC Santa Barbara.
Oh, congratulations.
For track. And I wouldn't consider myself a very sad person.
Sure.
I've never been so sad in my entire life than like that year, just because I felt like I really did not fit in. Yeah. And this is like the first time in my life where I felt like I didn't fit in. I stopped running on the track and field team. I got in for sports, whereas most of the other people got in for their brains and their intelligence, which I lack thereof.
Girl, you're smart.
No, but not in the sense that it's like book smart.
No, but you understand.
I understand
a lot of things.
I understand social cues and stuff like that, but not necessarily book smart and like which was the main source
right
at UCSB. And so I just felt like even in group projects, I was like, fuck, I have nothing to add. Like I was so embarrassed to ask questions, and like I was not happy. And then I ended up getting kicked out because I got such bad grades, because that was during the time that I binge watched The Office and slept 99% of the day.
Love that.
I love that. And I would never do that. Like, I was always locked in my room. Like, usually I would be like out in the sun, going to the beach, whatever. And I got such bad grades that I don't even know if a lot of people know this. I got such bad grades that I got an email saying, hey, you need to appeal to this message saying that you acknowledge that you got bad grades and it won't happen again, basically. And that's over the summer when we had already like finished that year. I never saw that email because it was summer, so I wasn't checking my school email. I never saw that email. And it was probably 2 days later, I see it. And I'm like, oh no, like, oh no. Like, oh no.
Oh no.
And I tried responding, I tried calling. I was like, hey, is there any way I can appeal? They're like, unfortunately not. You can't come back until the winter quarter. Oh. So I was missing the entire fall quarter. And I had to just tell my parents, and it was just awful. And then by the time the winter quarter came, or by the time like a couple months or the fall quarter came around, I was like, you know what? Maybe this is for the better. Like, I didn't really enjoy it that much. Like, the people I met were great.
Everything happens for a reason.
And then I went to El Camino, which was at a community college.
Yeah.
Started studying freaking business and marketing and all these different things. Went there for like 1.5 to 2 years. And then I was like, you know what? I hate this. I want to pursue acting and social media. I'm going to give myself one single semester to pursue my dreams. And this is in December. We had our last finals and stuff like that. This is in December. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to take classes January through whatever it is, April or whatever it is. And I'm going to make my dreams come true. And then I got a DM from Brent January 6th saying to come hang out with the group and meet everyone. And then the rest is history. It's wild. Everything happens for a reason. And
on that note, I've officially found you not guilty of reckless endangerment. Though you did drive really fast in the school zone. So
but we won't talk about that.
I would just turn the nickel back down just a tad.
Okay.
And other than that, the door is unlocked. 60 minutes is over. Pierson Wodzynski, you are officially locked out.
Do I have to go?
Yeah. Get the fuck out.
I'm on my way.
Thank you guys for watching. Pierson, would you like to say anything?
Thank you guys for watching. Honestly, this has been amazing and probably the therapy session that I needed most in my life. Maybe we should start going to therapy.
I'm down.
Together.
Maybe.
We're so freaking similar. You'll say something that I'll be like, wait, were you reading my mind?
I'd be fucking scared. To be honest, I'm supposed to scare the guest. Today I'm scared. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is officially locked out. Bye.
Bye.